Nobody in Parliament, in the bureaucracy, in our medical system, nobody in the community, in business, law enforcement or in the media, nobody has been through anything quite like this. That's just a fact, and it ought to focus our minds and change our behaviour just a little bit. No politician, Labor or Liberal, state or federal, is going to get everything right in these circumstances. No person will take this in their stride. No solution here will be perfect. That's the crucial point. There's no good decision, no easy decision over this situation to be made anywhere. The battle to slow this pandemic actually cripples all the other things that keep us going. We have to create enormous economic and social pain in order to protect people's health, to keep our number of serious ill to a level our system can handle. Remember, in Australia, 7 deaths, all elderly people, sad of course, but more than 80% of people who have got this virus will only suffer mild symptoms. We've got to keep this in perspective and understand it. That's the dilemma. And this is its human face. People, probably about 100,000 today in just one day, either forced out of their jobs or forced to shut down their small businesses. People having to line up for welfare in scenes none of us could have imagined, made worse, of course, by the failure of Centrelink's computer systems. Just a shambles. First blamed on a cyber attack, but then revealed to be simply the surge in demand.
Unfortunately, this morning we also suffered a distributed denial of service attack on our main channels, which also highlights that other threats still abound.
The DDoS alarms show no evidence of a specific attack today. The advice here doesn't mean there is no need for heightened cyber security.
So everybody's going to go and line up at Centrelink again tomorrow. We will see. This is bleak stuff. If we're not already directly affected, our loved ones and our friends are, and we all know the repercussions, just like the virus, are spreading very, very quickly. But we've got to be determined to get through this, and we've got to understand that we won't all agree on every response. It's impossible for everyone to agree about when to close schools, how to shut restaurants, whether to shut state borders, how to isolate aged care communities. None of this is easy. All of it's a matter of choosing the least worst options. There's a menu of bad options, and those in authority just have to choose which of those horrible measures have the most benefit and the least ill effects. And that's why I think the way our federation is working at the moment is highly troubling. We've got states unilaterally closing their borders to interstate travel. We've had states unilaterally announcing lockdowns and school closure policies. In New South Wales, they're saying schools should stay open, but they're encouraging people not to go. In Victoria, they've brought their holidays forward a few days. This is extremely difficult for the states, don't get me wrong. They run the schools, they run the hospitals, they run law enforcement. But the Prime Minister has instituted the National Cabinet, state, federal and territory leaders meeting at least twice a week. The more they announce measures together, the more they coordinate everything they do, the better for the whole country. How is it that people from a cruise liner in Sydney Harbour can get off that ship and take that virus right around the nation?
And I note that New South Wales Health has stated that it undertook a full assessment of the Ruby Princess and allowed the passengers to disembark. The Chief Health Officer of New South Wales said this was considered a low risk given that it is transported between Sydney and New Zealand.
How could a national cabinet not have Canberra and the states cooperating on something as fundamental as this? We need Canberra and the states to work together in unison. Otherwise, what's the point of the federation? The whole point of having a federal system is that the entire nation can act together, especially in times of crisis. That time is now. It really is high time for the National Cabinet to lift its game and assert unified authority.